Imagine entering a bedroom where the boundary between architecture, nature, and everyday comfort almost disappears. The first impression is not created by a single decorative object, but by the way the entire room has been composed. Every surface, every opening, every piece of furniture, and every planted element seems to participate in the same quiet conversation. Natural daylight enters generously through floor-to-ceiling wooden framed glass walls, moving across limestone, walnut, white oak, Venetian plaster, terrazzo, textiles, and foliage throughout the day. The room feels expansive without feeling empty, refined without becoming formal, and deeply connected to the landscape beyond. In the first bedroom, the experience begins with a powerful riverstone wall, positioned behind the bed. Rather than functioning simply as a backdrop, the wall becomes part of the architecture itself. Individual stones create subtle changes in depth, texture, and shadow, giving the surface a tactile quality that becomes increasingly apparent as daylight moves across it. Some areas catch the sunlight directly, while others remain softly shaded, creating a natural rhythm across the wall. Walnut niches and floating shelves interrupt the stone with moments of warmth and craftsmanship, giving the composition a more intimate scale. The bed itself is deliberately soft against this substantial architectural element. Its upholstered form introduces comfort and visual softness, while the walnut bedside tables bring a finely crafted natural material into close proximity with the stone. Around it, the bedroom opens into a generous arrangement of furniture, rather than restricting itself to the sleeping area. A curved sofa, sculptural lounge chairs, a chaise, an elegant writing desk, and a carefully positioned console create several places to sit, read, pause, or simply enjoy the garden outside. And then the greenery begins to reveal itself. An indoor tropical garden occupies part of the room, with mature foliage rising among river stones and oversized planters. The scale of the planting is important. These are not decorative accents placed around the edges. They become architectural elements, introducing height, softness, movement, and a sense of enclosure. Leaves catch the sunlight differently throughout the day, creating delicate shadows across the floor and nearby furniture. A narrow reflecting pool adds another layer of sensory calm, allowing light to shimmer subtly across the surrounding stone. Beyond the glass, the garden continues the same material language. Mature trees, palms, layered planting, and water create a natural extension of the bedroom. From inside, the landscape becomes almost another room, framed by timber and glass. The result is a space that feels open to nature while remaining sheltered and comfortable. Moving into the second bedroom, the architectural character changes completely. Here, the sleeping area is recessed into a substantial limestone alcove, creating a feeling of intimacy within an otherwise expansive room. The curved geometry of the alcove gives the bed a sense of protection, while integrated walnut shelving introduces smaller moments of personality. Ceramic objects, books, and carefully selected accessories occupy the niches, allowing the architecture to become part of the room's decoration. The pale limestone reflects the incoming daylight softly, while the warmer walnut absorbs some of that brightness and adds depth. This balance prevents the room from feeling overly uniform. The materials have different tactile and visual temperatures, and that contrast is what gives the interior its richness. Outside the sleeping alcove, the room becomes more relaxed. A curved sofa and sculptural chairs establish a comfortable conversation area, while a chaise creates a quieter place to sit. A writing desk introduces functionality without disrupting the calm composition. Decorative pieces are distributed thoughtfully rather than crowded together. Botanical artwork, ceramics, woven elements, books, and handcrafted objects add layers that can be discovered gradually. Beside the alcove, the indoor garden provides another important transition. Tropical leaves rise beside the stone architecture, softening its geometry. The contrast between organic vegetation and precisely crafted limestone creates a particularly beautiful tension. Through the glass walls, the same greenery continues into the exterior landscape, making the indoor planting feel naturally rooted rather than ornamental. The third bedroom introduces an entirely different spatial experience. Instead of defining the room around a wall or alcove, the composition is organized around a sunken circular lounge. This lowered seating area changes the rhythm of the room immediately. It creates a destination within the larger bedroom, a place that feels slightly removed from the sleeping zone, while remaining visually connected to it. The curved geometry continues through the furniture. A rounded sofa, sculptural lounge chairs, a chaise, and an organic coffee table create a softer visual language. There are no abrupt transitions between the different areas. Circulation remains generous, allowing the room to breathe and making movement through the space feel effortless. The materials reinforce that sense of continuity. Limestone provides a quiet foundation, while walnut adds warmth through cabinetry and furniture. Venetian plaster gives the walls a subtle handcrafted quality, and terrazzo introduces fine aggregate and gentle variation underfoot. River stone appears again around the planting and water elements, linking the interior to the landscape beyond. The indoor tropical garden is especially important here because it occupies the space around the lounge, rather than simply sitting in a corner. Large leaves, mature trunks, palms, and layered foliage create a feeling of being surrounded by vegetation. The shallow water feature adds a subtle sensory dimension. Light reflected from the water can shift across nearby surfaces, while the foliage filters portions of the daylight and creates delicate patterns of shadow. Beyond the glass, the outdoor garden continues the composition with mature canopy trees and dense planting. The relationship is not about simply having a beautiful view. Instead, the architecture allows the landscape to influence the atmosphere of the bedroom itself. The greenery provides privacy, the trees moderate the visual scale, and the daylight arrives filtered and softened by nature. The fourth bedroom changes the experience again through the use of a sculptural white oak screen. Behind the bed, vertical timber fins create a delicate architectural filter between the sleeping area and the tropical garden within the room. Rather than closing the space, the screen allows glimpses through it. The garden appears and disappears as you move through the bedroom, creating layers of visual depth. This is where natural light becomes particularly expressive. Sunlight passing through the timber fins creates a sequence of narrow shadows across the floor, furniture, and textiles. As the day progresses, those shadows subtly change position. The room therefore never feels visually static. Its architecture responds naturally to the movement of the sun. The white oak screen also introduces a sense of craftsmanship. Each vertical element has a precise rhythm, yet the warmth of the timber prevents the composition from feeling overly rigid. In front of it, the upholstered bed provides a soft counterpoint. Walnut bedside furniture adds another layer of warmth, while the pale limestone floor keeps the overall environment bright. Behind the screen, the indoor garden becomes partially concealed and partially revealed. Tropical trees, palms, broadleaf plants, and giant ferns create a living backdrop. A reflecting pool introduces a quiet horizontal plane beneath the vertical greenery. Together, these elements create a transition between architecture and landscape without requiring a conventional partition. The furniture arrangement is equally deliberate. A curved sofa and sculptural chairs provide comfortable seating, while a writing desk and console give the room practical functionality. Decorative books, ceramics, botanical artwork, woven textures, and handcrafted objects make the space feel inhabited without introducing people into it.